Welcome back, episode something of the Eye Doctor podcast clinic Q&A thing that we've been doing for the last few weeks. I want to talk today, first of all, Samsung S23 Ultra UEI 6.1 update. We had a customer in last week and I didn't even know this, so I didn't even know that I'd put an aftermarket screen on, which was frustrating, first of all, because we paid service pack price, genuine part price. So just watch out, first of all, for suppliers that will send out non-genuine parts hidden as genuine parts. Secondly, once it had updated to 6.1, there was no touch on it. It worked on the S Pen, but there was no touch after the update, which left this customer obviously quite frustrated that they've got no touch. Luckily, they were nice. Like 9 times out of 10, most customers are nice, despite what I was saying last week about everybody being, it was just like, when you're just frustrated and you've had a few frustrating people in, it just winds you up a little bit, doesn't it? So that was last week. No touch on this S23 Ultra. We solved it by getting a service pack, quick snap, bam, bam, and it worked straight away. Luckily, we still had the customer's old screen in as well, which touch was working on it, and we could guide them through using the S Pen as well. So all was okay in the end. Managed to sort of just charm the customer back into some faith in us, because obviously it's a bit like you go to a shop, you get charged quite a lot of money for a screen repair, only to find that you've not got a genuine one, and I was frustrated as well. So just watch out for that. There were a few things on Reddit that I spotted what helped us to get to the bottom of it, and just made us start looking into the screen, and then we realised that it was in fact a non-genuine part. So yeah, just watch out for those sneaky parts, because it looked good as well. That was what confused me. It looked decent as well. So anyway, what can you do? So yeah, that's the S23 Ultra issue. I don't know if it's on other S23 models like the regular S23 or S23 Plus, so just watch out for that. I'll try and update you further with any other news that I have on that situation. So this is just manufacturers just clamping down on third-party parts again. We saw it with Apple. I don't think that it's a firmware issue. I imagine that it's just a direct attack on third-party parts. We saw it last year with their, there was something that went on last year. I can't remember exactly what. Samsung suing screen manufacturers or something along them lines. Screen manufacturers. I'll remember more in a bit, and then I'll be talking about something else in a minute, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember exactly what we're on about then, and then start talking about, how it goes. Anyway, moving on. Last week we talked about, Alex had left some questions on the teleprompter, and he had said, do you have any other hobbies? And I was like, I just work all the time. And then I started ripping into Nathan a little bit, as we do. And then I remembered that I do have another hobby. And I've spoke about it, I think, either on the channel or on the Instagram account before. And I've had this allotment that I've had for about 4 or 5 years. I pretty much started my allotment at the same time I started Eye Doctor. And it was really nice. It weren't just like a bit of muck. And I'd spent money, I'd spent time on it. And anyway, I didn't go for about 3 months while we were setting up the new shop. And somebody's just fucking robbed everything, like literally just taken everything, smashed my greenhouse to pieces, just like little pieces of wood and stuff. So I was just like, so I've pretty much given up on that. I don't know if I'll even ever go back. So that was the other thing what I'd like to do. And then yeah, that was just a little fucking rant, because I was mad, really mad about this allotment situation. But yeah, anyway, moving on from that, because I'll just get myself really riled up thinking about it. The last thing that I wanted to talk about today, I might stop thinking about something else anyway, but last thing that I wanted to talk about was the postie came in, and we had a new postie. And whenever we have a postie, we always look after them. And it's just a little tip for anybody who's running a phone repair shop. If you've got delivery drivers coming, it's not if, it's when you've got delivery drivers coming every day. You might have someone from DPD, DHL, UPS, DX, Royal Mail. You've got all these companies what come and deliver to the shop, like literally every day or every other day. You'll notice that it's the same drivers who are coming. Just make sure you've got some crisp cans of pop, some sweets. We've always got Haribos in, and just offer them some sweets, because they just get shit off people all day. for having late deliveries and stuff. But what you'll find is that they'll always make time because they'll know your hours. We get a notification off DPD that they're going to come and deliver at 7:30 in the morning. Now, we're not open at 7:30 in the morning, and it's not very often that I am here at that time. So it's pretty good if you look after these drivers. They will either leave it somewhere, they might call you up and say, Ollie, what time are you going to be there? Or I'll drop it in later, something like that. So just make sure that you're looking after the DPD guys, Royal Mail guys. Just keep them sweet, because there's going to be times when you need that part. You've missed the delivery. I've got a bit of indigestion today, and you're gonna need them. So yeah, that was the last thing I think that I wanted to sort of talk about before I moved on to the questions. And the first question that I wanted to talk about, I don't know if it just wanted a bit of attention or something, but somebody at Gadget's Phone Hub said, "You are losing your way," as if I'm some fucking Jedi Knight. This fame you think you're chasing is foolish. Like, what fame, first of all? I thought, hang on, I've lost it now. I thought, this is where you've gone wrong, first of all, thinking. I thought you were onto an apprenticeship program to help train others and expand as a franchise. Grow up, get a grip and rekindle that initial ambition. Like, I saw that this morning and I weren't going to put it in, and it just riled me the fuck up. And I was just like, who are you, first of all? Like, I'm not chasing any fame. Like, if I were chasing fame, you'd see me like dancing on TikTok, wouldn't you? Right? I'm putting videos out there, literally 3 times a week. We're making repair videos for free, right? So there's your apprenticeship program. Like, free videos every week. 2, like, you can watch that and learn how to fix stuff. But no, you don't see that because I don't know who you are. I don't know what correspondence we've had between each other before about an apprenticeship program or anything like that. But it's just disrespectful to come and tell me what my ambitions are and rekindle my initial ambition. You don't know what I've got going on. So back the fuck up. And if you don't like it, go and watch somebody else. You fucking loser. Right, anyway, moving on to nice questions. Did you pick nice questions? At Coops360. Oh, we're back talking about the G Plus Ochre Pro glass and frames, and they have been fine for me on the iPhone XR and 11. I always replace the Digi, but I get them both with and without the IC. Oh, okay. So even on, you know what, on XR and 11s, I always just swap out the digitizer every single time. Every single time. Yesterday I had a real meltdown though with a iPad Pro 12.9 5th gen, and I made a real fucking meal of it. Real mess, and it ended up getting launched across workshop. I was mad, and like, it's broken now. Broken beyond any repair. I mean, it would bust anyway. I popped the LCD. I was having difficulty cutting through the glass. I don't know what went wrong, but it wouldn't cut through this glass. And I'm pulling it, and then I flipped it over, and I'm like, something's not right here. Flipped it over, looked at it, and it was absolutely destroyed. And I'm like, I was having a bad day anyway, and then it just got worse. So yeah, anyway, moving on. The same guy, Coops, said this is what Sundays are for. I agree. That's what Sundays are for. Phone flipping series. I bought a load of phones, right? But I want it to be real. Like, when you look at other people talking about phone flipping, they're just like, they're talking rubbish, aren't they? And I want it to be real. So, and then also thanks for saying happy birthday. I appreciate it. So yes, John Carr. Big up John Carr. Belated happy birthday. Thanks. Thank you. Here is an idea for you, as you are a famous YouTuber. That's me chasing fame. Look, obviously we've got to talk about how famous I am. For fuck's sake, I'm so mad about that. I think you should do... hang on, I can't read it. I think you should do a Christmas song. Start now, writing something, do a video, can see you doing some rapping or cutting some moves. See if you can earn something for charity. Put me down for a copy. That aside, would defo be interested in seeing... that aside, you'd be interested in seeing flipping some phones. Well, I can definitely promise the phone flipping thing. I can't see me doing a charity single. It's not going to happen. But I mean, we could rekindle that initial ambition, and I mean, if we really go back to initial ambitions, like I wanted to be a fucking rock star. So like we could go all the way back. Depends how far you want to go. But it's funny that you commented that and then Alex put that one in. I put the other one in because I was mad about it. Anyway, some phone flipping from you guys. I've watched a few and wonder how genuine. Yeah, back to phone flipping. They're not genuine. One guy's like, oh, and then I took it to the phone repair shop. He bought a phone with a cracked screen. He's like, oh, I took it to the phone repair shop. And then it cuts to a little clip where he's in his bedroom fixing his own phone, pretending it's gone to the shop. So, I don't know. There's definitely some stuff what is not true. But at the same time, the way that YouTube works, you do have to exaggerate some things, don't you? Because it has to be suitable for entertainment, because real life can be quite boring, really. Like sat browsing phones on Facebook Messenger for 3 hours, only to buy one phone. The reality of it is pretty boring, so you have to sensationalize it. That's the word that I'm looking for. But yeah, that's all coming in the new video. Don't worry. The easiest way to replace the screen. So somebody said, something to add. Please do not try and take the battery out with anything else. I used a knife and the battery caught on fire. I mean, we've talked about this many times before, haven't we? Scared the hell out of you. I'm now trying to find a new battery. With the cost of the screen and the battery, I could have just replaced the phone. Aside from this, it was an awesome tutorial. I agree that the tutorial was awesome, but honestly, like, I don't say this as a joke to use the suction cup, right? It sometimes feels like it's never going to move, but you wiggle it and you wiggle it and wiggle it. Eventually it comes out. It is very tempting to get a metal object and just fucking wrench it out like that. But as we know, metal tools and batteries, I'm just breaking the fourth wall, is it? Nathan knows too well what happens with metal tools and batteries. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. Maybe I'll get Nathan on here and just shame him. Shame. But yeah, honestly, metal tools and batteries don't go well together and they just cause explosions. So yeah, just avoid. I'm doing a short one today because I'm going to go and get my arm tattooed. And the tattoo, I'm booked in like 5 minutes or something. So I must dash. Everybody who's sent questions, thank you very much. Everybody who's sent abuse, Gadgets Phone Hub, and you trolling, go fuck yourself. Have a great week and see you next time.